I'd like to kick off by introducing a franchisee with Premier Martial Arts, Rob Hall. Just to really quickly on Rob, he's been a seasoned corporate professional. He's had a plethora of experience in all different type of industries, everything from high tech to construction, working with our military. Thank you for that, Rob. Matter of fact, speaking of pets, veterinary medicine, and he's also been in both private and national security. Much of his experience came from global companies, so he's well traveled and understands international business. He holds an MBA from Colorado State University, and he's made the decision to open up a Premier Martial Arts franchise. So I'm going to turn the floor over to Rob. Rob, you could simply read those questions. I know we went a little bit into your bio, and take it from there. Thanks, Rob. It's all yours.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
We can. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So I went into becoming a franchisee simply for my own happiness. Like I said, and like he introduced me in my bio, I've been through global companies. I've been through local companies, through my vet care positions. I've been in local nighttime facilities and daytime corporate jobs where I was climbing the corporate ladder. And all of it, I finally just came down to myself of becoming a franchisee for my own happiness. I'm like, why do I continue to work to make everybody else happy? Why don't I put something out there that's gonna me working on my own happiness? So what was I doing before becoming a franchisee was everything business. You heard him say I have an MBA. That's how I was able to move around multiple different industries, because everything I did was about business. It was HR, it was accounting, it was IT, it was security, it was manufacturing. You name it, I've been in the business. And so coming in to be a franchisee, personally, I'm a certified running coach. So I wanted to find a business that I could continue coaching. I really enjoyed the aspect of corporate training. I enjoy the aspect of coaching people. So being able to get down and coach kids, coach adults, all of that is what appealed to me when I was, trying to get into what do I want to do with going into a franchise aspect. The second question, happy with the franchisor training? Absolutely. Talking with Dave Jones as my franchise consultant, he was always there. And anytime I had a question, anytime I was getting the jitters, oh my God, what am I doing? Is this going the right way? What's available? All of that. He was always just in time. He had it all right there lined up for me. And then what do I appreciate most about working with a franchise consultant? Exactly what they say there on the slide, options. I was completely, and I will tell everybody here that I went with another franchise company as well. So I had two different consultants I was working for, but why did I do that? One was options, but two, I was 100% open and honest with all of them to say, look, I'm working with other consultants in other companies. Ultimately, Dave was the one that presented the brand that I chose and went into and wanted, but Dave was my number one consultant to start. The others were just exactly that, options. What else is out there? I was doing my homework, doing my research. But the consultants really help doing all of that into everything. I see one question popping in. What did cash flow look like from the time you signed the agreement to achieve your return on investment? Answer to that, I have not hit my return on investment yet. I just opened my doors last week. So I signed my agreement in February, and I'm still in my, what would you call it? My initial investment, I'm still working on. COVID did have an impact on that, but the martial arts industry is an industry that's not going anywhere. It's been around for 100 years. It's going to be around for another 100 years. That was one of the options that I looked at when I was doing my research. Was what's not a niche? What's going to survive if something happens? One of the options, there was an option out there that was very specific to the school system. I won't tell you the brand. I don't want to bad talk them, but they were very specific to school brands. Well, guess what? Now schools are not in session, and I, as Premier, am profiting from that because I'm able to pull kids out of school for PE programs because they don't have that anymore. So it was very much fluid throughout COVID. Now I was impacted. I'm 4 months behind on my opening simply because of building a brick and mortar studio, and it took a while for permits. So my impact financially was payroll and lack of revenue for that 4 months of payroll. So I did have to dig in a little deeper to my reserves to pop that up. But to answer the question, my return on investment, I'm still working to realize. I looked at 8 different franchises, addressing the next question. I looked at 8 different franchise, and as Dave would tell you, I was already in the midst of searching for either that or another full-time employment. So I actually moved through my 8 pretty quick. From the time we identified Premier, I was at their discovery day probably within 30 days, I believe. We started working on all of this right around the 2nd or 3rd week of December, and I signed my franchise agreement at the end of February. So I made it through 8 different franchise research, discovery calls, going through that. That was my 8-hour day while I was looking for things. But again, that's my personal take is I spent and put in the time and investment all day, every day to pick those 8 and make it an expeditious process.